Hello YouTube, I am Nerd, and welcome to the Kingdom of Nerd. Hello YouTube, and welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time you're seeing it, then great, welcome. Hopefully you subscribe because you like what you see. If you are returning, then fantastic, because I have a treat for you. Another Civil War subplot called Gods of War 1. This follows Hercules. I have not read it yet, so I can't even give any hints of what it has to do with. All I know is that Tom from White Mountain Comics said it is a good story so far. Obviously there's only one out, but if he says it's good, it usually ends up being pretty good. So I'm going to go read it, and I'll be right back, and we'll talk about it. Alright, so I read the comic, and it is a very good story. So basically, the scene opens, Hercules is sitting at a bar, and he's staring at a glass of scotch. Sorry, I looked down to kind of get notes, and FYI, I'm going to butcher names, so don't crucify me in the comments. I'll butcher their name, and then I will tell you what their character is. So, Amadeus Chow shows up to talk to Hercules, and the bartender's like, oh, yeah, you need to get out of here, kid. And I have never read any of the Totally Awesome Hulks, so I didn't know who it was until he transforms mid-conversation in the bar to kind of shut the bartender up. So, the Totally Awesome Hulk and Hercules are just sitting at the bar, chit-chatting, and then they hear destruction outside. Sorry, I'm just repositioning. And New York's under attack from, oh god, I don't remember what they were calling it. Anyways, I'll just show you a picture. That's what's attacking New York. The Inhumans have used Ulysses' powers to know this was coming, so they were all there waiting. Totally Awesome Hulk and Hercules didn't know. So we move a little bit forward. They're all fighting this being and all its, I guess you could say, minions. And eventually Hercules asks, like, how did you guys know this was going to happen? And She-Hulk goes, oh, the Inhumans, you know, told us, because Ulysses saw it coming, like in his premonition. And she goes, we told everyone. And then he kind of gets pouty again, and he goes, not me. So then these three young, you can tell they're villains right off the bat, but these three young, and you find out that they're gods, are standing by Hercules, and they start taunting him. And you come to find out that no one can see them except for Hercules. So one of them's name is Horoscope. The other one is the God of Information. And to be honest, I don't really know what the other god is because it doesn't really say. So anyways, he fights them off, and eventually Totally Awesome Hulk and She-Hulk notice him swinging wildly in the air, because obviously they can't see the other gods. So it looks like he's just going batshit crazy. So they hold him off, and they tell him to calm down, and afterwards he notices this handprint on his shoulder from where Horoscope grabbed onto him. So he's back at his apartment with all the other demigods, and they're talking about it, and there's one god, and Teresa's? I don't know. Anyways, she can read futures, kind of. So he asks her to look at the handprint on her shoulder, and she goes, I'm not always right about these things. He goes, just basically he's like, give me a ballpark of what this is. So she reads it, and she lets him know that it's a curse. Horoscope cursed him to become the god of chaos. That is what those three gods are trying to get Hercules to do. They're trying to get him to unleash his rage and become the god of chaos. So he's kind of talking with the other gods in the room and demigods and like, what should I do? He's like, well, I might as well fight it while I have the chance. I'm going to try and call some people and, figure things out. And they go, oh, who are you going to call? And they start rattling off all these different gods. And he goes, well, most of them are dead. And some of them don't really answer my calls anymore. And they go, oh, what about the Avengers? And he goes, they never answer my call because of his past experiences with them. So he finally gets a call. He finally calls someone. And the guy's name is Odudwa. I don't know. I butchered the crap out of that name. Anyways, the whole thing, they're talking in the background. Hercules tells him to, basically shut up. And he goes, hey, it's Hercules. And the next line down, you see, I know it's been a long time. And then he goes, I was just wondering, are you busy? And it doesn't say what the person's saying, but they probably go, why? He goes, well, I'm putting the gods of war back together. I have no idea what that is, but I'm assuming it's a group of gods that he leads. And that is the picture from the next cover. Not the pink cat one, the other one. Because I know there's going to be smartasses going, that has nothing to do with Hercules. So if I push it up to there, you can see people in the background. I'm guessing that a chunk of them are part of the Gods of War. But yeah, it was a very good story to kind of get Hercules' story moving. I liked the artwork. I had no complaints about the story. This is also like The Amazing Spider-Man, Kingpin. What was the other one? I think Choosing Side. No, X-Men. And Ulysses. And I think that's it. Are going to be their own little mini-series. And all of them but Ulysses is going to be a 4-part series. Ulysses is only going to be a 3. So I'm thoroughly intrigued to see where this is going. Most of the comics that I've read so far, their timelines interweave, which is great. I never fully read Civil War, so reading Civil War 2 as it comes out and reading the comics and seeing where they splice into the story is fantastic. So I'm thoroughly anticipating the next parts of these miniseries. So, if you haven't bought any of them, you can either wait until I get them and I can read them and talk about them, or you can go out and buy them and read them for yourself. Because there's little minor details that I don't say in the videos, but it's minor details that I don't necessarily think they would be worth talking about. It would just make the video. If I talked about every single thing in each one of these videos, each video would be like 15-20 minutes long, or even longer. I could just read the comic to you guys and it would be a pain. So I kind of just summarize it for you guys. Hopefully I did a good job, because there are little details like the names. Like, I'm butchering the names. This one would be one of the few, if you wanted to buy them and read them, this is one of the few you'd want to buy if you're listening to me talk about it, because I'm going to butcher names really, really bad, especially in this one. But anyways, I don't really have much more to say on that comic. If I'm not mistaken, I should have a couple more to go before the next months come out. So I got to catch up to all those. I'll release videos and we'll go from there. So, as always, I am Nerd, and welcome to my kingdom.